My name is David Moskovic, and I was born in Koňuš, Slovakia. The 20th of January, 1945, the Russians were getting really close because you can hear the guns, the earth was shaking from all this blasting and everything. And so next day they told us to line up, and I couldn't go with my dad. Every barrack was separate, and we started marching. That was the Dead March. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That was the worst part of the whole camp. And we marched for 2-3 days with no food, no nothing, and we ended up in a barn. We slept overnight there. And then they marched us into another empty camp who was emptied out. The people were taken out. They stayed overnight there. Then they gave us a piece of bread. And then they loaded up open trains. And I remember when they put me on top of the people, the train was so full, they put me, because I was the young one, light one, they threw me on the top of people's head, and there was no room for me to slide down to the floor in the train, like till people choked and died and whatever happened then. It took a few hours before I slid down to the floor, and then we were on that train for 3 days, I think, 3 or 4 days. And no food, no nothing. They just stopped once in a while, took all the dead bodies out, and kept on going. And I remember on the end there were so few bodies, so cold. So I slept. I took a dead body and pulled it on top of me to give me a little protection from the snow. And I kept my mouth open so the snow would fall into my mouth, and I got a little dampness on my lips because the lips were dried up. And you could hear gunshots all the time because as people tried to get out, jump out of the train, they would shoot them. And then we arrived in Buchenwald. Buchenwald was worse than Auschwitz. Buchenwald was, they take you there to die.